Houston and Kansas play one another tonight, Jay, which puts Darryn Peterson back in the spotlight. The numbers here, he has sat out 11 of 27 games, and of the 16 games in which he's played, 7 of them have 25 minutes or fewer. We all know about the injuries. We know about the cramps. We know about him taking himself out of a game recently. He did play 32 minutes in the loss to Cincinnati over the weekend. What's your opinion of what's going on with this kid, if anything, Jay?
Well, I mean, it's obviously a curious case because you don't see it very often, but we have had players in the past that have had to deal with a hamstring injury, and those are issues you don't want to linger throughout the course of the season. So Kansas was careful with it, and this cramping was an issue for Peterson. And then he had that one game where he had the illness, and everybody expected, well, Michael Jordan played through it, and if he doesn't play through it, that means he's not the real deal, which I find to be ludicrous. But look, it's unusual. But in the absence of perfect information, which none of us has, except for inside the Kansas locker room, people are going to speculate. And I think some of the speculation has been honestly a little over the top. Like they're questioning this kid's athletic character, his want to, and all that stuff, as if he's making these decisions like, hey, I just had 18 against BYU and against AJ Debonsa. That's good enough for me, so I'm good. I don't think that's what happened, but I don't know. Maybe it did, but I don't think it did. And what I found really, really interesting was, the kid's getting pilloried for not playing in the second half of a game against Arizona. Or not playing at all, whatever it was. And then he only played one half in another game. And people were questioning that, like he needs to play. And then he plays the full game against Cincinnati and Kansas gets beat. And now he shouldn't play at all. Like, get rid of him. And we're like, what? It's one game. Like, what are you guys talking about? You got people out there saying he should shut it down, and Kansas is better off without him. Like, I promise you, they're not better off without him. They lost one game. It's not that big of a deal. But my thing, Rich, is if Darren Peterson were really getting advice from people about shutting it down would be the easy way to go, and the NBA would take him number one. Trying to play is what's causing these speculative issues about his character and all that other stuff. I don't find it fair, but if we had solid information that said so, then I'm good with it. But I think it's been a little bit unfair. And the kid doesn't talk. Like, he may do a little press event or something like that, but he really doesn't talk much. And look, if he were listening to me, I'd said the more you talk, the more people will know you. And he never had this problem in high school. Nobody ever questioned his competitiveness. But, man, when that dude plays, there is not much question. There are not many like him. He is the real deal.
Well, the fact that they're better with him, I think Bill Self agrees, because the post-game comments, you could see he's essentially being led down the road of, can you confirm for us that this kid doesn't want to play, or has competitive desire issues, and he's constantly turning down those opportunities, Jay. Like, you can just watch him in his post-game press conferences. He doesn't even twitch in that direction at all.
No. And even Bill got, I don't want to say taken out of context, but maybe misunderstood in the soundbite culture that we have. Like, he was saying, look, if his body allows him to play, he's the best player. But he was talking about the narrative that results from him not being able to play. And again, like, people not really having the information that they should have in order to make these declarative statements and judgments. And then he said, hey, the only way to get that narrative to go away is to play. And when that soundbite of the only way getting this to go away is to play made it seem like he was putting it on Peterson. And I don't think that's what he meant when he said that, because he had set that up in his prior statements. But look, Bill is not a nonsense guy, Bill Self. And if he felt like he were getting jerked around, he'd do something about it. So I don't see that being the issue. And I've been there. I've done a number of games at Kansas this year, and I've watched the kid practice. Like, he's not pulling himself out of pride. When he can go, he goes. And I don't know, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what these cramping issues are, but again, you have the speculation. He goes out and you go, wait a minute, how come he's not drinking more Gatorade? And how come they're not working on him? And all these different things. I don't know the answer to that. I'm not a doctor.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.